What's up, guys? So in this video, we're going to be talking about product research because this is the absolute most important part of your FBA career. So here's like a little stat: 97% of all Amazon sellers never make it. Those 97% that fail all fail, and they never make it past product research. They all get stuck in analysis paralysis, and they never end up ordering a product. So essentially there was, I looked at a stat, and of the total amounts created last year compared to the ones that actually got a seller review, only 3% of the accounts ever created last year got a seller review. So that means 97% of people never even sold their product. So here's the thing: if you make a product, you're going to sell some. All right. So most people fail at product research. So I want to help you guys with this video get past that analysis paralysis and give you everything you need to know about product research, about how you can choose what is a good market and what is not through examples. I'm not going to be showing you my exact techniques for finding products because I have other videos for those. Literally, I just did a product research video the other night where I found, and it's like 3 hours long, and I found over $2.5 million of profitable products. Awesome. Wait for that to come out. But I've also got other product research videos on my channel and then coming out in the free course that I've got coming out. So make sure that you're subscribed and then it's signed up for that. And then a quick update on the course. It's not going to be coming out quite yet because it's not up to my standards, and I'm on my honeymoon. And I gotta, take time for me and the wife and take care of our lives before I help everybody else out. But I am going to be taking some beta users because I have most of the course recorded and I need some initial feedback and to tweak things. And I also need a little bit of help editing and annotating. So if you guys, my early followers who are really dedicated, I will do something special for you guys. If you are one of those beta users, if you want to become beta user, send me a direct message on Instagram. That would be greatly appreciated. And I'm only taking a small amount, so first come, first serve. And you guys will be remembered. I'll do something special for you that I do for nobody else. But in this video, I'm just going to quick read off the things that I go over. So a lot of people fail because they don't get product research right. In this, I'm going to be covering, so how do you tell if a market is good or bad? That's the number one question I always get. People say, Brock, is this good? You go on Facebook groups and they say, is this a good product idea? I'm going to tell you guys what I think. And literally you can go into any market, but you need to know how to evaluate a market. I'm going to give you guys an example of a market that I think is bad, and then an example of a market that I think is good to go into for a beginner. And then I'm going to be just telling you in general my criteria for evaluating a market and deciding would I go into this. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and then just kind of so I talk about those specifically, and then also just the whole product research criteria and outline of that part of my course. I talk about just the key bullet points. I don't give examples for everything, but this is the absolute most important point of your Amazon career, and I wanted to get this out there before I get my course out there because some people may be stopping. And so essentially, if you've already made it past product research and you've ordered something, congratulations, because you're probably going to be successful. Most people that fail never order. They never get past this stage. So I wanted to get this out there and push it out there. So if I did not cover a certain topic that you guys still want to know about, please let me know. I'll make another video following up on that because it's super easy. Maybe I'll do a live Q&A sometime soon, so that we could just get all of that out. I'm thinking I'll probably do that May, I don't know, sometime after May 15th, I will do some Q&As, and then that's hopefully when I'm going to be finishing and releasing the course is about a month from now. So yeah, but the beta users can get in early. Let's get to the video and get into it. I want to start out with, here, I'm just going to go over the stuff in my course that I talk about. So it's not ready yet. I'm sorry about that, guys. But if we take a look at it, so basically when you're looking at products, you got to have this mindset. So every time you look through something, so this is just the whole product research summed up into 20 minutes. Look at every opportunity that you see in your life as an Amazon private label opportunity. Every item you touch, basically, you could private label that. Somebody's making money on literally everything, but it takes different levels of skill to enter every single market. So this is one of the huge highlights, okay? I could go into literally any market, but it matters. So each market has different factors. So how much money does it take to compete? And there's different barriers to entry, okay? So the barriers to entry are the number of reviews, the number of sales, and the total amount of capital required. Okay? So when you're going into a market, you need to know that you're going to need to match the number of sales of the people at the top of page 1. Okay? So if we go into one and like, let's just say we went into, let's go into, sorry, I don't have my normal mic and setup here. I'm in New Zealand. So we go to this silicone wedding rings. All right? Do you have the resources to compete? When I say that, you look at silicone wedding rings. Okay? Now look at the amount of revenue that they're doing here. Pretty crazy. So what you're going to have to do again on page 1 is you're going to have to match this amount of sales. So if we want to get to spot number 2, they're doing 2,500 sales. So we're going to have to do 25. We're going to have to do about 700 sales just to get here, okay? In 1 week. We're going to have to do 2,500 sales in 1 month. So that means we're going to have 2,500 units for 1 month. We're also going to need to probably have 2.5 months total for our first order to like be able to compete here. And we're going to have all those giveaways. So, and there's so many reviews here. Okay, there's 1,000. Like you're going to have a lot of reviews to get up here on this page and stick. Now, you got to ask yourself, do I have the resources to compete here? Whenever you're evaluating in a market, do I have the resources to compete? So, the way I would look at this, I'm going to need to have like 5,000 plus units to sell. Okay, so that's going to be, I mean, these probably only cost $1 or $2 to get. So, but still, it's going to be like 10 grand, and then you got to do all those giveaways. Think about that. Okay, so we've got to probably give away 1,000 units. We've got to get reviews too, because otherwise we're not going to stick. We've got to get, this is going to be a really hard market to penetrate, and don't expect to take 300 units and come compete here. It's not going to happen. No way. Absolutely no way. You're going to have really good photos. You're going to have to do really, really, really heavy giveaways. You're going to have to fight really hard to get reviews. And it's not going to be easy at all. Just because it looks like people are making money and you could source it and make money doesn't mean that you could go ahead and make money, okay? It comes down to how you're going to get on that first page and how are you going to differentiate. So that's one thing I look at. How can I compete? And another part, man, it's hot in here. Another part of how can I compete is what can I do differently? So when I look at a market, I think of, okay, can I innovate somehow in this market? All right. Is there some form of differentiation? Can I provide a better bundle or whatnot? I mean, maybe you could. You could find some part of the market that is not being served here. But, I mean, this is one looks like for women. It says men and women, but it looks like for women. This one's kind of neat because it has a different mold. But, I just don't know that I could compete here. Maybe I could. There's just easier markets to go for. So I want to just show you guys an example of something that's a lot more easier to compete in. So I was looking up and I just found all these home run ideas. I have this product research video is in the course and I'll probably be releasing it. I did 3 hours of product research and I literally found $2.5 million of profitability that are all like home runs, are really easy. Okay, so what are all these other ones here? Photo props. These were easy. So if we were to look up, here, I'll go to a market that would be much easier to compete in than this. Sweet 16 photo props. Okay, so if we look at the amount of revenue that's being done here, not that I'm passionate about, so there's actually better keywords for this, but if you look at this is more of a beginner market. If you look at the amount of reviews, there's barely any. So 10, 78, 42, 9, 15, 4. Okay? And basically they all want, stuff to do photos with at photo booths at these parties. So I could think of and find ways to be more creative to make these little hold up prop things and customize and make a better bundle, in my opinion, for a certain type of girl. I wouldn't enjoy it, but it's something that I could come in and differentiate, I believe. So that's where this is an example of somewhere where, and then if you look at the amount that is needed to compete, there's not that many reviews that you need to compete here. So like get 10. There's people down here doing in the thousands, or this guy's doing 8,000 a month with 15 reviews. Okay, that is definitely. Let me see this. I want to see this product. So what I would do, I want to actually check this out on Camel. 1 second. Let's just see how long he's been doing it for. So I'm looking it up on Camel just to see. I know I probably have an ad on that just shows me over time, but how long has this been on Amazon for? Okay, so it's been on Amazon for a month, and it looks like it's been selling pretty consistently. So I would probably look at some of the other ones that are doing high revenue and see how long they've been on Amazon for. But this is an example of a market that is more. You can come in and innovate. You could do something different, all right? You could come up with a better bundle. It's not like I'm just selling the exact same widget. Now, like, what's another one that would be? I'll give you another bad example of something where I just don't think I could compete, or it'd just be very hard. I mean, just pet glove. So there's these pet gloves where, I mean, what am I going to do to differentiate here? Maybe a different color. Like, this would be an example of something. Yeah, there's some people doing massive numbers on this, but don't go into these if you're a beginner. You may think it looks easy. Look, I just sourced this glove and then do it. But, and there's other keywords. This isn't the main keyword, because if we look right here, there's only 1,000 searches, but there's a crazy amount of revenue. So that's really something important to take into account. I would need to use Cerebro. I'll show you guys how to do that in a later video. But yeah, so this is just a market where if you look at the amount of reviews and stuff, this is a fluke actually. This isn't the best example because there's 19 and 15 reviews there, but I can't differentiate here, guys. So this would be a bad market. There's huge reviews on the ones that are selling high, and I would be the same. So no, that is an example of a bad market that you don't want to go into. I guess I like ones where you can differentiate. So where's another one? I think this one I had found was pretty wide open. Now, why did I like, so for example, I sold solar eclipse glasses. I did 6 million of those in 6 months. What did I like about it? I could differentiate because I could make the design on the glasses. So they were these paper glasses. So I was able to provide and make the best design for children and for women in all these different parts of the market that nobody else was serving. So I did that. And I was able to source the highest quality ones. I was also able to make bundles where for like large bundles for people that were like buying for large parties. I also made filters for cameras. I also made these goggles that nobody else made that let in the least amount of light, and they were the best eclipse viewer. So I was able to innovate within this market, and that was a good thing for me because I knew that the search volume would be growing over time. That was good. And there was a low amount of reviews when I got in initially. So you got to look, though, at the amount of resources. Here, I'll read off. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but that's just the kind of guy I am. So when I'm reading off here, yeah, guys, like I use Viral Launch for my product research and then to validate the ideas. And I have videos on how you use Viral Launch coming out, and I have some on my channel right now. But yeah, you want to make sure. Okay, here's just the basics. You want to make sure a market is well distributed. So when you look at the sales, it's not all conglomerated into 1 or 2 listings. So if we look at this one is pretty well distributed. Look, so there's this is an outlier right there. But other than that, 20, 20, 16, 21, 21, 7, 14, this is well distributed. Great. Okay, so okay, we're still recording on me. That is a well distributed market. Now, if we want to, one that would be poorly distributed would be where there's a lot of low sales and a couple high sales. That means it's brand affiliated, typically not something that I like. So that's one of my main criteria. You want to figure out, something else to take into account. Can you build a brand around this whole, or the multiple products that you can build in this niche. Basically, when you're looking at a market, just answer this question. Is this product, like, is my product the best option? Or why would somebody choose my product over somebody else's? That's literally all that you have to answer. If you can't answer that, then don't do it. If it's, I have a better bundle or I have the highest quality. So I always advocate you go for a premium quality and you make the best choice. So that way, even if you can't compete on reviews and you can't compete on price in the beginning, and you never want to compete on reviews and price. You want to compete on the quality of the product and your offering, because that means you will win forever, and in the beginning and in the end, and it just gets better and better. But if you're competing on price, no. Like, if you honestly think that you, like, when the biggest error, when people say, yeah, well, I'm just going to source the same product and I'm going to just do better pictures. Or I'm going to source the same product and throw my label on it and I'm just going to have a lower price. I think, and I'm going to get some passive income. That's a sign that you're probably going to fail, to be honest. Doesn't mean that you will be a failure forever. You can change it. But if that's your mentality, is just, I'm going to do the same thing as everybody else, and I'm going to come in with a small amount of inventory, and I'm just going to have better pictures. No. You got to do something better. You got to have some type of improvement, some unique marketing pitch, and to be successful these days in this. So take that into account. And just really, I want to drive that in. You've got to think differently. Go after different markets. Find a different pitch. The days of just putting a label on something and putting it up there are done. Okay, so basically what we're going to want to do is, like I said, we find a better value through bundling, or we find some other way to add value. So what I do is, like, here's a tip. Go through and download your competitors' negative reviews. So we could go to this, for example, and this is how I find ways to improve. Use this, the Helium 10 extension, which I suggest everybody gets. Get the review downloader, and then you go like this. It's pretty awesome. And then you extract them and get them into a CSV. And then you can read all the negative reviews. Great. And you can read all the positive reviews. So find everything in a market, and then you see what the positives are, the negatives. Can you solve those negatives? Or could you find all the positives of what people like and then make a bundle of, the stuff that people really liked that they wish they had? So that's going to be a way you could add value. You could actually add value without making massive changes or doing a bundle. Like, let's say you're doing a workout item and there's men and women that buy a certain product, but there's nothing pink. Okay, you could be offering that pink version and showing pictures with women and marketing towards that the women niche, or same with men. So there's different ways that you can add value to a market without actually going in and doing a genuine new invention or bundle. So, but like literally just that answers the question. So if we use some piece of workout equipment and you ask, like, why would somebody buy your product? Because it's pink, and girls, like, it might match their outfit, and the girls are going to want to buy this piece of equipment that matches them. So that would answer the question. Why would they buy it over yours over the others? You have to answer that. Now, if you just have copied somebody else and you're at like the same price and you have less reviews than them, why would somebody buy yours over the others? I don't know why. And that's why a lot of people fail. They'll put in less effort into the pictures, or maybe equal, have less reviews, be the same price or higher, not do much for a launch, and then wonder, and they're on page 3, and then they're like, well, why isn't it working? My question is, why would it work? Why would anybody travel to page 3 and click on it and buy it when there's that one with way more reviews that's the exact same on page 1? That's why. That's why people fail. They don't think through that simple step. Okay, but you can. Just think logically. Put yourself, always put yourself in the buyer's shoes, okay? That's what it really comes down to. And then just knowing that the first picture, you've got to have some way to stick out in the first picture compared to everybody else. Like, this one is kind of different. And then once you get to the first page, then now you can, like, Now these are just to convince people and market. So like if this was towards women for some reason, and then now like all the other ones, like you show women using it, maybe it's like women and it's specifically for cats. Then it would be like really tailored to cat. Oh, this one is kind of it has dogs and cats, but I would focus specifically on cats with one perhaps, and then just making it like this is the best one for cats. This isn't a multi one. This is like specifically for cats, the best one. Maybe you're going to have that pitch. And like, then if the answer would be, why would somebody buy this over the others? Well, this is the best one for cats. It may not be, it may be the exact same, but you've gone specifically after that cat market. And then now people would say that. So, you got to find your marketing pitch there, and you've got to have some unique angle. That's why a lot of people will fail, in my opinion. All right, you guys. So another really important one that I'm wondering is, what is the profit per unit? Okay. And so when we go into profit, I'm wondering, one, what is my ROI? And then two, what is the margin? So a lot of people will focus on margin, and I think margin is important, and you typically want to have at least a 30% margin. And so for people that don't know that means like if you sell it for 100, 30% margin would mean $30. 30% of 100 would be yours after everything. Okay? But what I really care about, if you're a noob, you care about ROI. Or if you're even an advanced seller and you only care about increasing your money faster, all you should care about is ROI. Because the faster you turn your money over into something, that means that there's a lower risk, and two, you are going to be cash flow free soon. For example, so the one benefit of these silicone wedding rings that we were looking at earlier is it has an extremely high ROI. So I actually think that these, when you get them, they'd cost about $0.25 a piece, because they're just basic. They're basically free. In all honesty, they're just these little, maybe they're even 50 cents. So let's say they're $0.25 a piece, okay? And these ones are selling for $8. Basically, if we edit the cost here, does it let me? If we make this landed cost $1, let's just say it was $1 even. Now we've got a 3x ROI, okay? Because it costs us $1, and it goes into 3. But if it's 25 cents each, or let's just call it 40 cents each, okay? Then now let's call it 33 cents, or about 35. We would have a 10x ROI. So for every one we sell, we can buy 10 more. Well, it's pretty easy. Let's say we buy 10,000 in the beginning. Now, if we sell 1,000, we have enough to buy a whole nother 10,000, and then we're cash flow free. So, that's something to take into account. That is really important. That's the only reason I was able to go from 0 to 6 million in 6 months, because my ROI was so high. My money grew from, my initial order of 10K, that grew to 40K, which grew to freaking 160, which grew to 600K, which then grew to, and just kept doubling, and then it just blew up. So that's what really allowed my money to just skyrocket. So don't forget about margins and ROI. Sorry, I'm quiet. Everybody's sleeping around me, and I had to add this in post edit. All right, the last thing I think about a lot more, but these are the most important ones, think about the worst case scenario. How could you get rid of these products and get your money back? So with the solar eclipse glasses, I knew that the worst case scenario, I bought 10,000, or no, why did I buy 25,000 in the beginning? I knew my worst case scenario, I could call up businesses and I could call up stores in the path of the eclipse, and I could sell them to them. Maybe I have to sell 100 at a time and sell them at cost, but I knew I could get my money back. My worst case scenario is I would go and I'd sell them on the street. Okay? So I knew that there was going to be a way to get my money back. With all my other products, I always knew that, so here's the tip. Go and see, is your product selling on eBay? Go look at the sold listings. Is there a secondary market on eBay for them? Are they selling on other marketplaces? Does it solve some type of utility? Is there some type of inherent value in the product? Or, something along those lines. And if you have some way to at least get your money back, it's probably worth your time to do if it looks like good on the other fronts. Because, okay, so listen to Warren Buffett. His number one rule of investing is you don't lose your capital or your principal, okay? So if you're going into something that has a very low risk, like you're going to be able to get most of your money back, and has a huge upside, like with the Eclipse, it was a no-brainer. So I did it, of course. But if there's somewhere like there's a very low risk that there's a very low chance that you're going to be successful, or if you're successful, if it's not very profitable, but there's a huge risk of your capital, maybe skip that one. You know, it's all about risk, reward, amount of work, and how fast your money grows. So just that's going to be my last criteria that we talk about in this video. So let's go ahead to a recap now. All right, so this is just a recap video. So the course is coming out in about a month. Send me a DM on Instagram if you're interested in joining the course early to help me curate the content. But basically with product research, we're just trying to find a market that's has relatively low reviews and where we can add some value or find some niche to focus on within that market and at a price point where we can make money. And then also at a price point where we have the resources to compete, okay? We think we could provide better pictures, do some type of differentiation through marketing pitch, through a bundle, through adding a feature, through a color change, something, so that somebody will be able to answer the question when you ask, why would somebody buy your product over the others? There's a clear answer, because it's the best one for cats. There's not a better pet glove on Amazon for cats than this one. Boom. You have an answer. If you like, I don't even know. Like if you have no answer, done right there. Like for this one we showed here, okay, these were gift baskets for women. Well, why would somebody choose yours over the others? Because it is the most relaxing or whatever. Like, or you found out that on average the most favorite scent of women is like lavender or something, and it's a whole purple lavender one, and it's all focused on relaxation. It's the most, so like somebody that's looking for a gift for women who wants to give them relaxation, you've made the best relaxation gift basket on Amazon. All the other ones, like this one, may be focused on beauty and stuff. You don't care about that. You have the best one geared towards relaxation for women. Okay, there's your pitch. All right? You have that unique angle. So just being able to answer that, and then guys, like literally just having the money to compete. Okay? So you got to you got to be able to afford 2 months of inventory. You got to have enough money for professional pictures. You got to do and give some giveaways to rank, or you don't. You just have to have the best product, do PPC, and you got to get some reviews in the beginning too. So you got to look at the reviews of the whole market. Like if everybody's got 1,000 reviews, you're not going to be able to sell and stick on page 1 with 50 reviews. That's just the way it works. Unless you're truly unique, like a genuine invention coming into this new market and nobody else has it. Then you might be able to. But yeah. So I'm going to be repetitive here. Have enough reviews, have enough money, and have a unique pitch. That's all you need. And then have really good photos. Put in your time to make the best listing. That's all you need to know about product research. I'll go into all the tactics and tricks. I'll be posting, literally, I've got endless product research videos on how to find markets and evaluate them. Those will be coming out, and those are in the course. So course $1. Make sure you're signed up down below, and send me a DM if you really want to get in early. It's going to be rough. The videos aren't edited perfectly. But yeah, I need some people, I'll remember those people and reward you guys for helping me out in the beginning. But I hope this is valuable, and it's the most commonly asked question. People are always like, what is a good market? Should I go into this? Well, you now have those questions to ask yourself when looking at a market, and just know that if you've gone and, oh yeah, last thing, make sure you order samples, okay? Order samples for those, and then like do little tests, like get people in that target market and like see if they like it, okay? Make sure you just have the best quality. So a premium product that somebody will absolutely order and love, and that like you have true fans, you have the best offering for that market, you will win, okay? Don't be afraid to price high because you're going to be premium. That's my advice. I know a lot of other people have the same general idea, but that's the formula that I've seen for success. Never compete on price. And yeah, so I got to get going now. On to the honeymoon. We're going to go to an alpaca llama farm now, but I will be posting videos periodically here, probably a couple times a week, because I have over 100 videos recorded already. They're just not released yet. So that's going to be exciting. And leave a comment and make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell, sign up for the course, register down below, because I won't be like letting everybody in all at once. I'll be slowly trickling it out so the people that have signed up earlier get a better chance of getting in. And yeah, so hope that you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you later.